Hey everybody, in today's video, I'm just going to show you 9 exercises that you can warm up with every morning. These exercises are judo specific. They help with like range, they help with motion, right? And definitely help with balance, right? So we get started just with a quick warm up. This is just called butt kickers. You basically would just do 10 on each side to get yourself warmed up, right? You don't have to go so fast, right? Next are going to be high knees, right? So you might just start like here, but eventually you want to be able to find range so that you can lift your legs up nice and high, all right? But this is just a warm up, right? So we stay nice and low, right? Now that our legs are warmed up, move on to our stretching exercises, all right? This is basically called the knee hugger, all right? If you can't do this standing on one leg, then find yourself a wall. So you can lean up against the wall. The important thing is what we are trying to do is we are trying to hug our knee. We're trying to hug our knee to our chest like so, right? And we want to develop range in this specific area right here, right? And so basically we just alternate. Your same side hand is going to grab your knee, and the other hand is going to grab your shin, and you're going to lift up. Just a little bit of a lift. Try it again. Going to lift up, just a little bit of a lift, just like that. On the other side, same side hand, opposite hand on your shin. You're going to lift up just a little bit. And you would alternate, 10 on each side. Looks like so. All right, next exercise, we want to bring our knee across our body. This way we can loosen up our glute medius. It's very important in judo to move from side to side, all right? And also for those of you that like have desk jobs, also really good to help avoid sciatica, right? So the way that this exercise works is it's going to be different. Opposite hand on opposite knee, same side hand on the shin. We're going to pull to the opposite side of our body, just like so, right? And then the other side, just like that, right? And you basically would do 10 on each side, right? All right. Next exercise is to lengthen, right, your quadriceps. Again, if you need to, use the wall for support. But basically what we're going to do, we're going to put our hand like so on our foot, and we want to bring our hips forward just a little bit, right, while we pull our leg back just a bit. And you'll feel the stretch all through here. Yeah, it looks like so. Right, and then you do the other side. All right, 10 on each side. It's going to be the same drill with all these exercises. The next stretch is for your hamstrings, right? This one right here, take your time, go slow, right? And definitely try to find range each time that you do it. And you might just be able to start like here, right? And this might be like where you start this entire process. No worries, I probably started there too. But as you do this every day, or 3 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever you can afford to do, eventually you'll find more range in your posterior chain, right? And you'll be able to graze the ground with your fingertips, just like I'm doing right here. And this is really good because it decompresses this entire area here, the lower lumbar region, right? So those of you that have like stiff lower back, definitely really good for you. Yeah. Next exercise that we're going to do is it's kind of prepping you for a judo squat, right? So in judo, when we squat, we don't stick our butt out because it's not conducive to throwing people. We want to have a straight back. So in order to do that, we have to build our quadricep muscles, right? Instead of our posterior with like a regular squat. And it basically looks like this. You notice my knees are going over my toes, right? This is a necessary thing in judo, right? But we start nice and slow. This might be where you start. And if you want to get your arms involved, that's fine too, right? But eventually, you'll find more range. Each day, you'll get a little lower. Key points, want to make sure that the pressure is on your heels, right? And not on your toes, right? You'll be tempted to move towards your toes. Definitely if you're very tight in this region right here, but we have a stretch for that too. But like I said, we're just going to sink down and come back up, just like this, straight back. Okay. Next exercise, it's kind of like a lunge, right? But again, instead of working the posterior, you know, in judo, we want to come underneath someone's guard. And you notice I'm on the ball of my foot, right? And that's all we're going to practice is taking a step and bringing our hips through. Just like this. And you might start here. This is fine. But eventually, you're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's going to help with judo. All right, so the next exercise slash stretch, right, is for shoulder health, right? So in judo, we are torquing, we're twisting our body, and sometimes, you know, we have to have a little bit of range in our shoulder. We never want to trail like this. That's like bad. You can injure yourself that way. But it's important to have range. You need to be able to come up and push out. To do that, we're just going to do a little stretch, a little exercise that looks like this. We're going to take our hands like this. We're going to bring them this way. We're going to do this, right? Just like that. And then we're going to go opposite. From a forward standpoint, it looks like this. And that's one rep. And 1, 2, 3 is 2, right? Just like this. And again, we want to do 10 repetitions of this exercise. The next one is also a for shoulder health. Basically, just grab your elbows, right? And you pull from one side to the other, just like this. We're just lengthening, right? Shoulder health is very important in judo. We're basically going to want to build up your shoulders, make them more resilient, allow them to take on more load, right? But, you know, we first have to find a little bit of flexibility before we start getting into training, having an extended limb with a little bit of load. All right, so in this part of the video, we're going to teach you how to stretch your calves, right? Basically, what we want to do is we want to find range in this part of our body here, right? Range here is going to allow us to come into a squat without having to lift up onto the balls of our toes as much as we can, right? So to accomplish this, we're going to find a brick wall or a pole or something just kind of like this. We're going to put our foot on the supporting beam. And with our support foot in back, this one right here, we're just going to lean forward, right? This one I want you to do 15 times, actually. This one's pretty quick, right? And I don't want you to hold the position if you're doing these exercises in the morning. At nighttime, if you want to have a static stretch and just hold for 15 seconds and do that 5 times, that's fine. Or hold for 20 seconds and, you know, whatever is comfortable for you. But in the mornings, we don't want to lengthen our muscles so much because we might tweak them if we find ourselves trying to pick something up in an odd position. Then you just switch your legs. All right. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have questions, comments, you can always DM me or just leave a comment in the comment section.